I think he is allegedly protecting these people because he might have some involvement, or maybe that's where he's getting his palms greased. What's up, everybody? I hope you're continuing to have a fantastic Monday. So after Jeffrey Epstein deleted himself, we thought there would be no accountability coming for the shadowy cabal who were engaging in these kinds of activities. But we do have an update. So, it is kind of a white pill. I'll try to, stay optimistic about all this. But this stuff is truly, truly evil stuff. What's going on behind the scenes, the sugar-coated topping, as it were, as Blaze says. But anyway, let's get into the article and we'll talk after. New reveal: Jeffrey Epstein emails are pretty gross. By Matt Stieb from New York Magazine. When the civil suit against Prince Andrew was settled in January 2022, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even know that happened because he incriminated himself pretty well whenever he gave that interview. I didn't know that they were able to settle that out of court. And that's another thing. You shouldn't be able to settle this kind of thing out of court. If you're engaged in this kind of activity, there shouldn't be, I can, throw a certain amount of money at it and make it go away. But whatever. And Ghislaine Maxwell was sentenced a month later to 20 years in prison. There was a sense that any remaining details about Jeffrey Epstein's alleged child trafficking ring would probably stay buried. But there's still one legal avenue that can unearth more information on the financier's deep connections to the elite worlds of politics, entertainment, and finance. The Virgin Islands Attorney General's focus on Epstein, whose private island estates fell within the territory's jurisdiction. The effort includes a recent lawsuit brought forth by the Attorney General's office accusing JP Chase of benefiting from its business with Epstein from 2008 to 2013. A filing this week in the case in federal court in Manhattan revealed a cache of emails from former JP executive Jess Staley to the convicted criminal. The filing, which posts JP Morgan's attempt to dismiss the lawsuit, states that between 2008 and 2010, Staley and Epstein emailed each other over 1,000 times, with Staley using his work email to contact the financier, who was sentenced to 18 months in prison for soliciting the oldest profession of a minor during that period. At the time, Staley was the head of JP Morgan Chase's private banking division, and Epstein was known for connecting him to rich clients who would sign up for the bank's services. Over the years, the records show that they chatted about Little St. James and how Staley could negotiate a better salary. Epstein also sent Staley pictures of young women, and after one meeting in 2010, Staley looked back on their time together. Staley: "That was fun. Say hi to Snow White." Epstein: "What character would you like next?" Staley: "Beauty and the Beast." So, obviously, this guy was involved in whatever was going on that island. Hopefully, he has to stand in front of a judge and tell us why. Why in the world was he, emailing Epstein this kinds of stuff? I mean, to me, it looks like that he visited that island and engaged in those kinds of activities. So I'd like to see him next, but he might, pull an Epstein. Who knows? The lawsuit argues that JP Morgan continued to facilitate and sustain Epstein's trafficking after the 2008 conviction, and that the bank financially benefited off its relationship with Epstein by allowing his payments to its recruiters and victims to be processed. Internal JP Morgan emails obtained in the inquiry state that ditching Epstein would have lost the bank $120 million, lost the bank a $120 million account in 2008, and that keeping this business was a top decision, pending Dimon review, referring to CEO Jamie Dimon, whatever. JP Morgan has denied wrongdoing. BS. That's BS. The Attorney General's office seeks an unnamed amount of damages and restitution in the case. Staley has already taken a hit for his connections to Epstein. In November 2021, he resigned from his position as Barclays CEO after internal investigation by the British multinational. even though Staley said previously he had been transparent and open about his connections to Epstein in the past. In another twist fueling the many conspiracies surrounding Epstein and his apparent self-deletion, the Virgin Islands Attorney General who filed the suit against JP Morgan has also faced blowback. On New Year's Eve, days after suing JP Morgan, Virgin Islands Governor Albert Bryan Jr. fired AG Denise George despite her winning $105 million settlement with the Epstein estate in November 2022. Reports into her firing suggest unrelated political tension, bologna sausage, between the two, and an acting attorney general is now overseeing the suit. You know, I won't say what, this seems really similar to. All I'm going to say is there seems to be a massive amount of corruption with this. Massive. Albert Bryan Jr. should be in the corner of AG Denise George. He should be backing her up with all kinds of whatever resources she needs to go after the people who are behind this. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say, I think Albert Bryan Jr. is in on it, allegedly. Gonna put that out there. I think he is allegedly protecting these people because he might have some involvement, or maybe that's where he's getting his palms greased. That's what it seems like to me. But kudos to AG Denise George for doing her due diligence in trying to stand up for the people who were victimized in this situation, and trying to bring people to, holding people accountable for engaging in this kind of activity. Kudos to her. But let's hope that this leads to more uncovering of this dark cabal that's happening behind the scenes. Hopefully this leads to that. We'll see. And I'll keep you updated whenever this stuff comes across my radar. But anyway, that's all I've got for you today. I really, truly appreciate you guys stopping by. If you could, because I got a feeling that this isn't going to be pushed out to as many people, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video or you found it informative, and don't forget to share it out. There should be another video popping up. And in the meantime, keep it casual. Peace.